It started with silence. Not a post, not a headline, not even a rumor, just silence. And if you know reality TV, you know that silence is louder than any shouting match. When someone like Carlos King, a producer who practically lives behind the camera, goes quiet, people start paying attention. Then he finally spoke. Not in a dramatic press statement, not with bold accusations, just a few simple words that sent the whole internet spiraling. There are actual files, real evidence. And it's deeper than TV. And just like that, everything changed. Marsau and LaTisha Scott, the couple fans once saw as charming, smart, calculating, but polished, were suddenly the face of whispers, courtroom rumors, and possibly something bigger. They always said they were business-minded, ambitious, strategic, and they built everything, family, brand, influence, around that image. But when the FBI starts digging into your business records, that image doesn't save you. The fans didn't expect this. Producers didn't expect this. Even some cast members who had been throwing shade for years didn't expect this. But Carlos King, he knew. He always knew. Years ago, when Love Marriage Huntsville was still fresh, people fell in love with Marsau and LaTisha's storyline, a hard-working couple, a confident, sometimes cocky husband who saw himself as a builder of empires, and a faithful wife who defended him no matter what, even when others called him secretive, slick, or even manipulative. They looked like power. They looked like success. Marsau had the businessman swagger, sharp words, smooth suits, and that bold confidence that made people either love him or hate him. LaTisha had that loyal wife energy, supportive, emotional, and always ready to protect her family name like a shield. But what fans didn't see was what happened when the cameras stopped rolling. There were rumors, small ones at first. A contractor complained he wasn't paid. A business partner dropped out of a development project with no explanation. Court filings popped up online, lawsuits, missed payments, stalled projects. But every time someone questioned them, they brushed it off as hate, jealousy, just reality TV mess. And LaTisha, she stood by him like a soldier. She always said, "We are not perfect, but we are real." That line became her armor. But what nobody expected was that real might go way deeper than TV. Because when producers started getting calls from people outside the show, not cast members, not bloggers, but investigators, that's when Carlos knew things were about to get serious. The turning point wasn't a fight. It wasn't a reunion argument. It wasn't even social media. It was paperwork. See, rumors are noisy, but paperwork? Paperwork is silent. And paperwork doesn't lie. Word began spreading that federal investigators were reviewing certain contracts linked to Marsau's company, that some financial records didn't match what was shown publicly, that property acquisitions, business transactions, and even tax details weren't lining up. Not just unpaid bills, not just messy business, something deeper, something that could have legal consequences. But here's where it gets even messier. Some documents were allegedly signed by both Marsau and LaTisha. That meant, legally, not just morally, this wasn't just about one spouse protecting another. It meant partners, business partners, paper partners. And that's when everything shifted. People who once had questions suddenly had more than questions. They had receipts. An ex-employee came forward saying they were pressured to change invoices to keep certain numbers off the record. Another claimed they were told to avoid conversations in writing. That alone didn't prove anything, but it added smoke. And where there's smoke in reality TV, fans will find the fire. And as fans started digging through old episodes, rewatching scenes with new eyes, it was clear. The tension was there all along. The awkward laughter, the shut-down conversations, the quick subject changes whenever someone asked Marsau about finances, LaTisha's defensive reactions. Marsau smirking whenever someone brought up transparency. At first, those moments felt like reality TV drama. Now, they feel like red flags. One clip resurfaced that had everyone talking, a reunion scene where Carlos King asked Marsau directly, "Do you have anything to hide?" Marsau didn't answer right away. He smiled, he adjusted his jacket, and he said, "Only from people who don't understand business." Back then, fans thought it was a clever comeback. Now, it sounds like something else completely. When Carlos King finally opened up, he didn't scream, he didn't throw accusations, he didn't even look happy to expose it. That's what shocked people the most. He looked exhausted. He said, "There are files. There are backed up messages, financial records, contracts that don't match the story you've all seen, and some of it could be serious." He didn't confirm charges, he didn't name investigators, but he did say one thing clearly: it's not just rumors anymore. And with those words, blogs exploded. YouTube caught fire. Twitter and Instagram lit up with one single phrase: Carlos confirmed it. And this didn't just affect fans, it changed the entire cast dynamic. Some cast members who once tiptoed around Marsau aren't tiptoeing anymore. Melody posted a story with the quote, "Truth always comes out, even when you try to bury it." Tisha didn't respond. She didn't even like the post. Martel reposted an old video where he once tried to expose Marsau, but no one believed him at the time. Someone commented, "You were early, but now you might have been right." But the emotional toll, that's the saddest part. This isn't just a TV storyline anymore. This is LaTisha facing a brutal question she never expected. Was she protecting her husband or protecting a lie? Because loyalty looks powerful when you don't know everything, but when you do know, it's called something else. People who loved her brand of strong wife are now asking, was she clueless? Was she in denial? Or was she protecting something she knew could destroy everything? Even worse, some fans think she might have known more than she let on, and that hurts. Marsau, on the other hand, went completely silent. No quotes, no jokes, no clapbacks. His Instagram, normally full of confidence and sarcasm, turned to dust. People noticed. Some say he lawyered up. Some say he's preparing a statement. Others think he's figuring out just how much is about to become public. Because once the FBI gets involved, nothing is off limits. Not emails, not contracts, not tax returns, not even deleted files. Nothing. This is where it gets emotional. Reality TV made us believe we knew these people. Fans rooted for their marriage. They believed in their vision, their business, their family, their brand. They felt like they were watching a real couple fighting real challenges. But now people feel betrayed, because it's one thing to hide personal struggles. It's another to hide legal secrets. And even if nothing illegal is proven, even if it stays in the messy business category, the trust has already been shaken. Because fans don't just invest in episodes, they invest in people. And now they're wondering, was it all just performance? Were those motivational speeches real? Was that marriage built on love or built on branding? Some say this will destroy them. Others believe it will make them more famous. One thing is certain, this story isn't just about reality TV anymore. It's about image. It's about power. It's about how far a couple will go to protect their name, even when the truth is knocking on the door. What happens when a brand becomes more important than reality itself? That's the real question. In the end, Carlos King didn't just open a file, he opened a door that leads to questions nobody expected to ask. Questions about marriage, business, image, truth. Questions about whether success built on secrets is success at all. And now, it's not just about who Marsau and LaTisha are on television, it's about who they really are when nobody's watching. And here's the wildest part. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning. And now, everything hangs in the balance. Not just their business, not just their reputation, but their truth. Because once the FBI steps in, silence is no longer protection. paperwork doesn't lie, and public opinion doesn't forgive easily. Whether Marsau and LaTisha fight back, confess, or stay silent, their story will never be the same again. So tell me, was this loyalty, deception, or something in between? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this story is far from over, and the next chapter might be the biggest one yet.